welcome to episode 2 of the Hernandez story. This is the one with the comparisons. So in this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to compare our life before and after having kids. So we're going to talk about some cool topics that I think especially parents will understand.
Yep.
Or things that we'll talk about for parents to be coming soon, or people who don't have kids at all, so you'll get to see a little taste of life before and after from our perspective and our experiences.
It's going to be a fun one for sure.
Yep.
So mealtime before we had kids, was completely different than what we do now. Before we had kids, we would always eat a warm meal. We would eat whatever we wanted. We didn't care about anybody else but ourselves. And it was so easy to get our food and let's go home and eat our food.
Or cook it out.
Yeah, cook it at home. Dishes were so much easier when it was just us two. And then it started getting harder. Dishes were probably a 20-minute wash prior to having kids. And now that we have kids, it's taken us close to 45 to an hour.
And that's just for one part.
Yeah.
That's if the kids are behaving or if they don't need anything at that time. Like right now.
Like right now, you hear our daughter crying. Sorry about that. Somebody wanted to be in the video. This is little Emma.
She was sleeping right now and drinking her bottle, and then she dropped in and got mad. So, as we were talking about, we'll talk about the after having kids, what mealtime is like now. So now, Mom and I never have a hot meal. We always feed the kids first, and we pretty much prepare what they want first, or if it's something that we're eating like chicken, we'll make their chicken first, put it on the side, and then go from there. But we always make it a point to feed our kids first, and then sometimes that means making our food get cold or whatnot. And that's okay when you're parents, because you take care of your kids first, for sure.
Excuse me.
But then dishes too takes a while to wash now, because like we said earlier, we got a lot more now. We got the kids' plates. Our boys are eating solid foods. They're eating chickens, meats. They love meats, all of that good stuff. And then Emma's now starting to be on some puree foods, so she's on that. But yeah, dishes will take a lot longer, not just because there's a lot of them, but because it takes more time to get them done. We may have to stop, or we may have to save it for the end of the day and whatnot. And
not only that, if we're eating something, we always have to share.
Because the kids want it.
Yeah, it's like if you've seen Friends where Joey says, Joey doesn't share, that can't be us. My husband, yes, but I can't. So I could eat veggie straws and they'll see me eat them from like the other side of the room, and they'll be like, Mom. They won't say Mom, of course, but they'll look at me and they'll be like, come on, it's our turn. Like, come on, please, give me some. And they'll start crying or screaming. And so we kind of have to share. And not that I mind it, but sometimes you just want to eat your stuff. You know, you're like that commercial of the mom eating the Milano cookie in the bathtub where she's saying, the little girl goes, Mom, and the mom goes, does Dad? That's me. That's us. So, yeah.
So our next topic we're going to talk about is going out before and after having kids. So before we had kids, going out was pretty easy. We'd just be like, hey, you want to go somewhere? Want to go to movies? Want to go shopping? Want to go eat somewhere? And we just go. We just get our shoes on, grab our wallet and keys, and that's it. It was like less than 5 minutes, so we just had to look at each other and say, you want to go somewhere? Sure, why not? And then kids.
Kids. Not that we regret them, I promise. Kids, getting the bags ready. So we used to have one backpack for the boys, and we have had to upgrade to having 3 bags when we go out. One is for their diapers and their clothing. Second one is for their toys, and the third one is for all their snacks and bottles. So if we ever want to go out somewhere to the stores, or well, prior to quarantine, if we wanted to go to the stores or go to Target, go to eat somewhere, or go to my in-laws' house or my mom's house, It would take us about 2 hours to get ready prior to going out. So, and we'd always forget one thing. Always.
We'd always be in the car and I'd be like, did you forget this? Oh, do you have this?
And
Oh,
we would have to be like, oh, we have to go back and get it. And so, we've always had to take 3 bags now, and the boys need toys. Like, they cannot go on a car ride without toys. And they all still drink bottles. So it's a struggle to get everything together and not forget something. And then sometimes we're like, oh gosh, we're over there by 281 where their doctor's appointments are. We're like, oh gosh, we forgot their formula. We just have to stop and get some because there's really no point of us coming back home and getting formula for, just buy it. Just buy it.
Just Our next topic is cleanliness. So this one's a big one, especially with all of the COVID stuff going around right now. But before kids, we were clean, we'd wash our hands, we'd do all that stuff and everything. Just a regular before pre-quarantine kind of thing happened. And then we had our boys, and that was a whole other turnaround. And some of you know and probably know or don't know maybe, we had NICU babies. They were born at 25 weeks. And if you've ever had the NICU experience, which we can make a video on that later, getting into the NICU requires some kind of security check kind of stuff. And then once you're in the NICU actual unit, you've got to go through some more things and wash your hands like pretty much surgeons do and wear gloves and masks and all that stuff. So it changed a lot from just the regular hand washing routine and just being clean with hand sanitizer to deep scrubbing and screening people before they see your kids and all that stuff.
So now that we have kids, we weren't this crazy before, I promise, but we've become crazy. We have hand sanitizer everywhere around the house, everywhere. Every corner of the house has hand sanitizer.
I promise we're not hoarding it.
We've had it before. We have Lysol everywhere, and this was prior to quarantine, so don't hate, okay? We have hand sanitizing antibacterial wipes in our cars, in the front and in the back of the van. We have them in their diaper bag. We have it everywhere. Inside their cars, strollers, we have it. So if they touch anything that they're not supposed to, we wash their hands. Their autoimmune system is very low compared to full-term babies. So since they were born premature, we're just super cautious to not get them sick, and that's what the NICU taught us. So now we're crazy about it. But yeah, we become those parents where we're like, don't touch that. Okay, now we have to wash our hands, or those crazy people.
And then quarantine hit, as all of you know, and we were already doing most of that stuff anyway, so we just continued it, and now it's
just hard to find the stuff now.
Yeah.
So when I could go to the store to Target and buy 2 of these every month, now it's taking us longer, and I haven't bought one of these in 3 months because they haven't had anywhere. So we've been doing as much as we can, Lysoling everything and cleaning everything. Thankfully, I have a stockpile, so most of my stuff I still have, but Lysol has been the hardest thing to find, for sure.
Yep.
So prior to having kids, our sleep schedule was amazing. We would sleep anywhere between 9 to 12 hours, depending if it was the weekend or the weekdays. It just depends. But we were the golden years. But we're early sleepers. We love sleep, so we'd go to sleep early and then wake up early, or go to sleep late and wake up late. So that was literally our schedule most of the time. So we didn't have to have a schedule of going to, hey, we need to go to sleep by this time, because anything. So it's been a challenge having to wake up early now. And before that, we were just like, oh, it's not a big deal, we can sleep, and no.
Yeah, probably the biggest thing with the sleep that changes is when the baby is first born. You don't get any sleep at all whatsoever. And
you have to take turns.
Yeah, you have to take turns. And the babies, when they're barely born, a few months old, they'll eat a bottle about every 2 to 3 hours, depending on how much you give them, and it's depending on the baby. Every baby is different in what they'll drink and how much they'll wake up at night. But I mean, just waking up constantly at night really will bog you down for sure. Especially if you're working like I was, and working and being a dad and all that stuff is really difficult. It's not difficult, but it's fun.
And he did most of the waking up early in the morning. So I would take the night shifts and he would take the early morning shifts. And so we were lucky though. Our boys and Emma only woke up for the first month of being home through the night. And then after that, they've slept through the night. So we were lucky enough to have that. But the thing is that our boys wake up early. They're early birds, even if they go to sleep early. So we have a sleeping routine and we have the boys in bed asleep by 7:30.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Sometimes earlier, sometimes very late. But most of the time it's 7:30. And so we get from 7:30 to about 7-ish, and then they wake up. So then Dad takes the morning shift because I am not a morning person. I have to take a little bit of time for myself.
But the good thing is the best thing is to sleep train them. And that way they're on your schedule, unlike Emma is right now. She sleeps with us at the moment, sleeps on our schedule. So the boys sleep earlier than her, and then she's still taking a bottle all the way up until nighttime. So then up to her bedtime, she'll take a bottle and then she'll go to sleep and sleep with us in our sleep schedule. So that was our video for today, guys. We want to hear from you in the comment section. So let us know what your comparisons are from before and after kids. Or if you don't have kids or anticipating kids, let us know what you're most looking forward to when you do have kids. Kids are really fun. They are really amazing to have, and they will make you proud with whatever they do. I know my boys and Emma have made me super proud of everything that they've done so far. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Or if you didn't like this video, hit that dislike button. That's fine too. We don't really care.
What? We do care. I mean, but you do your thing, you know.
Also subscribe to us if you have not already, that we can follow along on our journey and get a notification every time we post a new video every week. Alrighty.
So from our family to yours,
Stay safe.
and be blessed.
Bye.
Bye.